I am a community worker.
Case manager.
Community worker.
Housing worker.
Community worker.
Case manager.
Community support worker.
A recovery worker.
Community case manager.
Recovery worker.
Case manager.
Support worker. I work with people that are experiencing homelessness.
I support people to help manage their mental health.
I work with people to support them to sustain their tenancies.
Clients from diverse cultural backgrounds.
People that are experiencing homelessness and trauma.
Women who are homeless and those escaping domestic violence.
I work with young people who are at risk of disengaging from school, family and community. I see between 8 and 10 clients each day.
I see up to 60, 70 people.
Between 5 to 10 clients each day.
Anywhere from 3 to 10 clients a day.
8 women each day.
Up to 31 clients.
3 to 5 people each day.
Up to 25 young people each day.
Up to 31 clients a day.
Up to 100 people a day.
I see clients in their homes.
Office.
Around the house. Schools.
Park.
In groups.
We have an appointment together.
To our drop-in centre.
Public space.
My work, pretty busy, intense,
Vibrant.
Crazy busy.
Challenging.
Hectic.
Chaotic.
Challenging.
Stressful.
Insightful.
Interesting.
Very inspiring.
Very humbling.
Very enjoyable.
but in the end,
Rewarding.
rewarding.
Rewarding. Rewarding.
Rewarding.
My name is Sue and I'm a community lawyer. I work with vulnerable clients who can't afford a legal service.
Hi, my name is Tatera and I have worked with vulnerable clients in many sectors for the past 20 years. This tutorial is about the legal needs of your clients. You might not realise it, but your vulnerable clients have loads of legal problems. If they don't get it sorted, it can undermine all the hard work you and the client do. The legal problems are like sharks circling a leaky boat. You are the best person to start helping your client with their legal needs. They need your help to connect effectively with a lawyer, a community lawyer that is free and is trained to assist vulnerable clients. This resource will help you to do that.
Here's the problem. Imagine your clients are in a boat. They've often sailed stormy weather like a family, housing or health breakdown, or sometimes all three, and they may be struggling to stay afloat. Sometimes they are experiencing the systemic disadvantage which faces people with a disability, mental illness, ethnic background or other indicators of vulnerability. By the time your clients meet you, things aren't going well. It's like they're in a leaky boat with lots of holes. Your client can name some of the holes in their boat: no money, poor health, and you detect other holes, perhaps the connection between childhood trauma and vulnerability. Your role as a community worker is to work hard with your client, identifying and patching up these holes. But while you're busy with the holes, you might not have recognised that there are sharks in the water, problems that are looming beneath the surface that could undo everything. The sharks are legal issues, problems that you and the client haven't really noticed. Do any of these sound familiar? Legal issues make all the existing problems worse for your client. Let's look at debt as an example. Clients who owe money can feel stress. A debt collector might be calling them frequently to ask for a repayment. They feel shame. They've often lost track of who they owe what to, and they're humiliated when their name goes on blacklists. They feel out of control because some creditor is charging effectively 400% interest on their debt by the time you add up all the fees and penalties. Bankruptcy seems the only way out. And then of course, they don't have enough money to pay rent or get into safe housing. Legal problems make existing problems worse, and they can also undo the hard work of you and your client to patch the holes. You might work hard to help your client leave a violent relationship, but if their name is still on the lease or the car repayments, your work can come unstuck. You might stabilise a rental for a client, but if they're still facing bankruptcy from a forgotten debt, your patch job won't be enough. You might support a client to develop a recovery plan for their mental health, but if they don't have legal representation to comment on their treatment orders, they won't feel in control and able to move forward. Unless legal issues are dealt with properly, they stay with the client like sharks circling.
Can clients solve these problems themselves? Well, vulnerable clients can have quite chaotic lives, and the systems which are supposed to help them can often be complex or even make things worse. But the biggest barrier to solving the problem themselves is that your clients don't recognise the problems as a legal issue, so they're not likely to talk to a lawyer.
But your client does talk to someone about these issues, you. Whether it's a casual chat or part of your services assessment program, your client will often mention something to you. They might express frustration that a debt collector's chasing them for money or that they're being evicted. And you'll have some strategies to offer the client, but we don't want you to miss the best solution for the legal issues, connecting the client to lawyers. The research in this area of legal need calls you the problem noticers. You are the one the client speaks to, so you are best placed to connect the client to a lawyer. The problem? Vulnerable clients in Australia will have up to 3 legal problems each year which really need to be properly sorted out by a lawyer so that the holes and the sharks can be dealt with at the same time. What's the solution? The solution for vulnerable clients is to have all their legal needs diagnosed and addressed by lawyers. But that's not so easy, is it? There are many barriers. Many Australians' experience of lawyers is like a foreign restaurant where the menu's confusing, the waiters are intimidating and the food is strange. Not many Australians enjoy going to lawyers. And this fear and confusion can be even greater for vulnerable clients. The legal health check is a quick way to diagnose your client's legal problems. It works like a clear menu, identifying the legal issues faced by vulnerable clients so they can choose the service they want. If you try just asking your clients, do you want to see a lawyer? They'll mostly say no. And even if you ask, well, do you have any debts? They'll still say no. The term is quite technical. It's not until you ask, is anyone chasing you for money? That the client will say yes. The legal health check is a menu which asks the client the right questions about legal problems so they can choose the help they want, and you are the best person to do the asking. Because what's even better than a clear menu in a strange restaurant is having a companion who understands what's on offer and can help make sense of it with you. Now, why not just give the client the menu? Well, because the client will mention the issue to you first. They may have some cultural and literacy barriers. You can tailor the questions to suit the client, and you can decide together which legal service fits best. Many clients will identify about 3 issues using the legal health check. It includes the legal issues your clients are most likely to experience and which will cause the biggest problems if they're not sorted out.
Lisa is working with Philip at City Mental Health Service to develop a recovery plan for his long-term and severe mental health condition.
So last week we actually set some goals in your recovery plan and you identified that you had a few legal issues that you wanted to work through. I've brought along with me today the legal health check form. Did you want to explore that a little bit more now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you said previously that you actually used to work at a surfboard company. So during that time, did you have any superannuation or insurance?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Legal issues are confusing and sometimes there's no paperwork and we aren't sure what's relevant. But Lisa is using a legal health check which makes things simple, so she feels confident to continue.
So there's some questions in here about super. Why don't we start with those? Okay, so would you like assistance to access your superannuation or any relevant insurance cover?
Yes.
Great. And so when you were working at the surfboard company, did you receive all of your entitlements when you left?
I don't know.
What I can do is actually book you an appointment with the lawyers. And at that appointment, I can either come with you or help you get there. We've had a lot of people use them before and they've been really helpful. So what we do is we actually send this legal health check form off to them so they can just focus on the legal stuff. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, it sounds good. It'd be good to get all that stuff sorted.
Excellent. Well, I'll make a copy of this. And then maybe if you've got some paperwork from cashiers, something we could find and take along with us.
Yeah.
We have a lot of clients who might be from non-English speaking backgrounds, Indigenous clients, clients with low literacy. So we have to find ways of communicating with them that's going to be accessible to them. So the legal health check is good because it breaks everything down into sections and makes it quite simple and accessible so that we can then go through it with them, make sure that they understand, and it becomes less scary.
We referred one client to a community lawyers at MDA because he had 2 huge debts. So one was with Spare, another debt was with a telephone company. The client is on centering payment, had a family, so he was not able to repay these debts. And the community lawyers were able to agree on a payment plan with the telephone company. And also, client was able to do community service to repay Spare debts, and he's very happy.
I had a Kiwi guy who doesn't get any income, and we sort of established that when we were going through the postcard and asked about if he had any housing issues, and he said, well, yeah, I don't have a house because I don't have any income. So from that we were able to sort of discuss the option of claiming his super and referred him on to our visiting lawyers. Being able to get his super, he was then able to have a bond and upfront rent for accommodation, and this being able to, you know, get employment as well.